In the glittering underbelly of Hollywood, where dreams are scripted and power plays unfold behind velvet ropes, a new narrative is taking shape, one that casts late-night host Jimmy Kimmel not as the quick-witted MC of celebrity roasts, but as a potential commander-in-chief. The buzz began simmering shortly after a tumultuous period in Kimmel's career, marked by a high-profile suspension from his long-running show due to controversial comments in the wake of a tragic public figure's passing. What could have been a career-ending misstep has instead ignited a fervent campaign among Tinseltown's elite, who now see in Kimmel the perfect blend of charisma, intellect, and unfiltered candor to lead the nation into the 2028 election cycle. Sources close to the inner circles of A-list power brokers reveal that the push for Kimmel's political ascent is no mere water-cooler chatter. It's a full-throated endorsement from some of the industry's most influential voices. Picture this: intimate dinner parties at sprawling Malibu estates, where Oscar winners and blockbuster directors huddle over artisanal cocktails, dissecting polling data as casually as they swap notes on the latest indie script. Jimmy's got that rare gift, one insider confided, speaking on condition of anonymity to avoid appending the delicate ecosystem of Hollywood alliances. He's the guy who can eviscerate a politician with a single monologue and make you laugh through the tears. In a world drowning in scripted outrage, he's the real deal, smart, funny, fearless. This enthusiasm isn't born in a vacuum. The seeds were sown earlier in the year when George Clooney, the silver-screen heartthrob turned political activist, threw his considerable weight behind a high-stakes campaign that ultimately fizzled out. Clooney's ill-fated bid to propel a certain vice-presidential contender into the spotlight exposed the raw ambition, and occasional hubris, of Hollywood's foray into electoral politics. Yet, rather than retreating into the shadows of donor dinners and quiet lobbying, the failure galvanized the community. George's run was a wake-up call, the source continued, but it also lit a fire. Everyone saw how close we came, and now they're channeling that energy into someone who can actually win hearts and minds on a national stage. Jimmy's the antidote to the stuffy suits. He's relatable, he's raw, and damn it, he's one of us. Kimmel, for his part, has long danced on the edge of political satire, transforming his nightly broadcast into a cultural barometer that skewers the absurdities of Washington with surgical precision. From impassioned pleas during healthcare debates to viral takedowns of policy blunders, his platform has evolved from lighthearted fare into a de facto public forum. The suspension scandal, triggered by remarks perceived as insensitive following the untimely death of conservative firebrand Charlie Kirk, thrust him into the national spotlight in ways few anticipated. Protests erupted outside network headquarters, hashtags trended worldwide, and a chorus of celebrity allies, from comedians to musicians, rallied to his defense. Within days, the backlash forced a reversal, reinstating Kimmel amid applause that echoed far beyond the studio lot. But it's in the quiet aftermath, away from the glare of paparazzi flashes, that the real persuasion is happening. Insiders describe clandestine strategy sessions disguised as casual brunches at Nobu or power lunches at the Ivy, where scripts for Kimmel's hypothetical campaign are being sketched out with the fervor of a summer blockbuster pitch. They're not just talking hypotheticals, another source revealed, this one a veteran producer who's greenlit more than a few politically tinged projects. There's talk of exploratory committees, focus groups tailored to swing states, even mock debates where Jimmy spars with stand-ins for the opposition. It's like prepping for the Oscars, but the stakes are the free world. At the heart of this fervor lies a profound belief in Kimmel's everyman appeal. Born in Brooklyn and raised in a middle-class family that prized humor as a survival tool, he embodies the scrappy underdog narrative that resonates deeply in an era of economic unease and cultural division. His on-air persona, self-deprecating yet incisive, has endeared him to millions, turning what was once a niche late-night slot into a ratings juggernaut. Jimmy's the guy who'd crack a joke about his own foibles before pointing out yours, the producer mused. In the Oval Office, imagine the State of the Union addresses, part fireside chat, part stand-up special. It'd be revolutionary. Yet, not everyone in these elite gatherings is fully on board. An undercurrent of skepticism ripples through the conversations, voiced by those who remember past celebrity political misadventures with a wary eye. Hollywood thinks it can cast the presidency like it's the next Marvel franchise, quipped one doubter, a former studio executive now semi-retired in the Hollywood Hills. These folks jet between Coachella and the Met Gala, dropping fortunes on private jets, but they've never set foot in a swing state diner. Suddenly they're political savants? It's delusional. This critique strikes at the core of the bubble, a community insulated by wealth and fame, where policy debates are filtered through the lens of viral moments rather than voter turnout. The Clooney-inspired pivot to Kimmel underscores this tension. While the actor's campaign was lauded for its star power, drawing in A-listers like Oprah and Steven Spielberg for star-studded fundraisers, it faltered under the weight of perceptions that it was more glamour than grit. "We learned the hard way," the executive added. "Voters don't care about your red carpet cred. They want someone who gets the rent hike, the grocery bill, the endless grind." Jimmy might bridge that gap better than most. He's mocked his own excesses plenty of times, but it's a gamble. As the whispers grow louder, Kimmel himself appears to be warming to the idea. Recent appearances on podcasts and in casual interviews hint at a man grappling with destiny. During a candid chat on a popular comedy series, he reflected on his early days helming the show, admitting to bouts of imposter syndrome that nearly broke him. "I didn't know what the hell I was doing," he confessed with a characteristic chuckle. "There were nights I'd stare at the prompter, praying for a divine intervention, or at least a commercial break that never ended." That vulnerability, paired with his post-suspension resilience, has only fueled the fire among his champions. One particularly vivid scenario painted by proponents involves Kimmel trading his desk for the Resolute desk, delivering addresses that blend biting satire with substantive policy. Imagine him calling out corruption with the same flair he dismantles a bad tweet, the initial insider enthused. Fearless doesn't even cover it. He's the host who'd invite the devil for an interview and make him sweat. This vision extends to policy blueprints. Universal health care pitched as a no more surprise bills comedy sketch, climate action framed through tales of wildfire-scarred California, and education reform drawn from his own advocacy for children's hospitals. Critics, however, counter that such fantasies overlook the brutal arithmetic of American politics. For the average American scraping by in Ohio or Pennsylvania, Jimmy in the White House sounds like a punchline from his own show, the skeptical source warned.